الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم ولا فهم لنا إلا ما فهمتنا إنك أنت الجواد الكريم. Dear brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We are going to discuss about Surah Yusuf alayhi salam and the story of Yusuf alayhi salam. There are two ways to understand this story or more. The first way is to say this is a poor boy who had tough time with his brothers. He has been through injustice. They took him out of his family, his parents, and they put him in a well until to make him go away so that people would take him away as a slave. And these people came and took him out of the well. Instead of bringing him back to his house, they said, this is a chance for us, we're going to sell him as a slave. And they took him to another country far away and they sold him as a slave. But Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, by His mercy, made that it was a minister who bought him, and he was looking for a son to adopt him, and he took him as his son and he grew up with him. But bad luck again, new tests again. He had a problem with the wife of the minister desiring him, and that ended up by putting him in jail and forgetting him in jail. But again, the mercy of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala came, and the king had a dream, and Yusuf alayhi salam explained that dream, and that's how he became minister, and after that he became king. Then he brought all his family from the poverty in Palestine to the civilization in Egypt, and so it was a happy end. So this is one way of looking at the story, that this person has gone through very hardship, so much hardship and so much injustice, but because of his piousness and the mercy of Allah Ta'ala, everything came to a happy end. And there is a second way of looking into this story. It is that outside Surah Yusuf alayhi salam, in the whole of Quran, there is only one verse that speaks about Yusuf alayhi salam. It is in Surah Ghafir, in the story of Musa alayhi salam. When Musa alayhi salam came, long time later on, he came to Egypt to take the Banu Israel, the sons of Israel, out from the slavery and from Egypt back to Palestine. So, to understand it better, Israel is Yaqub. Yaqub, the Prophet Yaqub alayhi salam, his name in Hebrew is Israel. And the sons of Israel are the sons of Yaqub. Yaqub alayhi salam had 12 sons, Yusuf and his 11 brothers, and that has given the 12 tribes of Israel. So Yaqub and his sons were in Palestine, but in the end of the story, Yusuf alayhi salam brought everyone to Egypt, and after some generations, because of their sins, they become slaves. And this is when Allah sent Musa alayhi salam to take them out of slavery back to Palestine. And there was one person of the people of Pharaoh who believed in Musa alayhi salam. He was not one of the sons of Israel. He was one of the original people of Egypt. And he started preaching, and he said in his preach, وَلَقَدْ جَاءَكُمْ يُوسُفُ مِنْ قَبْلُ بِالْبَيِّنَاتِ. He said, Yusuf has given you the proofs previously. What Musa alayhi salam is telling us about to worship only Allah and that He is His Prophet, we already know about this. Yusuf has said the same thing. فَمَا زِلْتُمْ فِي شَكٍ مِمَّا جَاءَكُمْ بِهِ. But you have doubted of what he has said. حَتَّى إِذَا هَلَكَ قُلْتُمْ لَنْ يَبْعَثَ اللَّهُ مِنْ بَعْدِهِ رَسُولًا. And when he died, you said that Allah will not send any more prophet after him. That means that before Yusuf alayhi salam died, all Egypt had believed in Allah and His Prophet. And now we are going to look at the story in a complete different way. Allah Ta'ala has sent one person, Yusuf alayhi salam, to this great country, Egypt, this great power, this great superpower, Egypt. And he was alone, and he was a child, and he was a foreigner and he was a slave. And he made effort and he made da'wah and he was preaching, calling to Islam, to belief of Allah, to Tawheed, the unicity of Allah and him as a prophet, until all the country believed. All the country stepped out of kufr and shirk and came into belief, came into iman. So that means Allah Ta'ala has given us an extreme example of lack of means and amount of achievement. With so little means, Yusuf alayhi salam reached so great achievement. An extreme example. And now you understand how this story is related to the life of Prophet ﷺ in Mecca. Prophet ﷺ and Sahaba were few and were suffering in Mecca, and Allah Ta'ala has given them the responsibility to bring Islam to the whole world, and one could say, how can it be possible? We are so few in our own city, in our own tribe. We are being tortured and etc. So how will be able to bring this deen to the rest of Arabs and to the rest of the world? I mean, logically, and if you consider the means, the physical means, we don't see any how it can be possible. So Allah Ta'ala is giving them an example that is stronger than that. Yusuf alayhi salam was alone, you are a group. Yusuf alayhi salam was a child, you are men. Yusuf alayhi salam was a foreigner and you are in your place. And Yusuf alayhi salam was a slave and you are free. So Allah is giving us an extreme example of lack of means and greatness of result. So now we're going to look at this story through this angle. What were the actions and the qualities of Yusuf alayhi salam to spread deen, to preach Islam, to preach the belief until all this country became believer? What was the stages he went through, etc. So we're going to look at it as a model of da'i, of a preacher, as a model. So in the story of Yusuf alayhi salam, there are two parts. There are two stages. First part is education until acceptation by Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. And second part is utilization by Allah. And this is how religion works. Allah Ta'ala is going to test you and going to educate you until you reach the time, you reach the point that Allah will accept you. And that time Allah is going to use you and utilize you for the deen. So, brothers and sisters, this is very important, because that means that the problem of deen is not the means. The problem of deen is not that you don't have enough money, we don't have enough power, we don't have enough this or that. No, the problem of deen is that we don't have enough iman, enough attachment and belief on Allah Ta'ala, enough qualities, enough involvement, enough sacrifice, enough actions that Allah Ta'ala wants of us. We did not satisfy Allah Ta'ala as He wants. That is the problem. That is why the deen is not advancing. That is why we cannot realize what we want, because we did not realize the qualities, the iman and the a'mal that Allah Ta'ala wants. And once we reach there, Allah Ta'ala is going to take over. He's going to help us. He's going to make things work. We're going to do our effort, but it is Allah Ta'ala who is going to give the result. That is the problem of deen. And you see, that is what Allah Ta'ala is showing to Prophet ﷺ and Sahaba. It is not of question you being a large number or small number, or being strong, or having weapons, or having allies. It is a question of you getting the iman Allah wants, and the amal Allah wants, and the conditions Allah wants, and then Allah Ta'ala is going to help you and give you His victory. So let's start by the second part. What happened in Egypt that made everybody believe? that made everybody follow Yusuf alayhi salam. So what happened? There was 7 years of abundant agriculture and abundant goods, and then after there were 7 years of no agriculture at all, no result at all, and no production at all. And Yusuf alayhi salam, he was in charge of this, because when the king made the dream and met Yusuf alayhi salam, and he told Yusuf alayhi salam, إِنَّكَ الْيَوْمَ لَدَيْنَ مَكِينٌ أَمِينٌ, today you have all my consideration and my confidence. And Yusuf alayhi salam told him, well, you must give me the responsibility of the economy, of all the richness of this country, of all the goods of this country, because there's these 7 years of abundance are going to come, and we must hide. Every year we must keep half of the outcome of the country, and that is what we're going to distribute in the 7 years following, where there will be absolutely no production of agriculture. And if you give this responsibility to anyone else, he's going to waste that money, he's going to waste those goods, and then the country is going to be ruined and the people are going to die. So Allah has given you this dream, and Allah has given me the understanding of that dream, so you must give me this responsibility. And the king gave him. So Yusuf alayhi salam, for those 7 years, was keeping every year half of the production of the country. And you can imagine during these 7 years how everybody was angry. Everybody was complaining. Oh, where did he put all this? He's eating all our goods. He's robbing all our goods. Well, king, you must wake up. Where does this minister come from? He's a foreigner and he's destroying our country. Wake up. Even the last person making agriculture will be complaining, this is not right. Every year the army comes and takes half of my food. This is not normal. So everybody's complaining, everybody's angry. But Yusuf alayhi salam was patient, and the king also was patient, and the 7 years went, and then 1 year comes, and there's absolutely nothing growing in the country, and no more food, nothing. And Yusuf alayhi salam will give to eat to all the population. And now they say, at least he has kept something. And 2nd year, absolutely nothing, and Yusuf feeds all the population. 3rd year, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th year, and now everyone is going to say, that's not possible. How did he know that? How could he anticipate that? How could he know this is going to happen? And now everybody is understanding that Allah Ta'ala has showed that to the king in a dream, but Yusuf alayhi salam was the only person who understood that dream, and Allah Ta'ala has sent us this person to save us from starvation and to save us from hell. And this is how everybody believed in Allah and His Prophet. And now you can understand that this situation, it is only Allah who can make it. No one can make this program that there's going to be a crisis, or there's going to be a war, or there's going to be this, there's going to be the tsunami, there's going to be... No, that is Allah Ta'ala's program, and to change the situation of the people. And there is a second reason why people believed in Yusuf alayhi salam. It is the way he was sharing the food, the way he was sharing. Yusuf alayhi salam gives each person the same amount without contribution, without paying anything. This is how he was doing. Each person giving him the same amount without money. And we can see that when his brothers came from Palestine to Egypt. When there was abundance in Egypt, there was abundance in Palestine. But the people in Palestine did not think of keeping anything aside. So in the first year without rain, without production, they did not have anything left. So they heard that in Egypt there was a king that had put aside a lot of food, and they came with their goods to sell the goods and to buy, to get some food. So they came to Yusuf and they said, yes, we're from Palestine, this and that, and this, we have brought some goods and we want to buy food. And Yusuf tells them, don't tell me what you have brought, tell me how many you are. So they said, we are here, there's our father, he's an old man, he stayed there, and there's our brother who stayed with our father. And Yusuf tells them, well, your father is an old man, I'm not going to disturb him, but your brother must come, and I must see him, so I give him his part. I give him his part. So this is how Yusuf was sharing, giving each person the same amount. And he was handling this himself, because in those days food is worth more than gold. And if there's no one you can trust, there's no one you can let him give to people, no one you can trust. It must be him himself, it must be the army keeping all that, because food